I turned my notes and files from this into this using Obsidian, one of the most flexible and powerful free note-taking apps. But the first time you open Obsidian, it's just an empty shell, and you may feel completely lost and overwhelmed by all the options. In this video, I'm going to simplify Obsidian for you and make it incredibly easy to understand so you can get up and running with it in a matter of minutes. And I'll show you how you can easily work inside of Obsidian with almost any AI agent of your choice, including ChatGPT Work, Claude Cowork, and Gemini. To get started, open up your browser and navigate to obsidian.md. Here is where you can download the Obsidian app. This is available for Mac, it's available for Windows. You can also download it for your iOS or Android device. But for now, download the one for your computer because that's where we're going to start getting set up with Obsidian. Once it is downloaded, open your downloads folder and double click on the installer. You can then take the app and drag it into your applications folder. When you first open Obsidian, it will ask you to create what is called a vault. A vault is just a folder on your computer that will contain all of your notes. You can create a new one by clicking right here where it says create. Next, you can give your vault a name. This one I will call my notes. And then you need to pick a location where your vault is going to live. Again, it's just a folder, so it's a place on your computer where that folder is going to exist. But it's important to know that the location of your vault matters. The smartest thing to do is to save it somewhere that will be backed up, whether that's a folder that syncs with iCloud, Google Drive, or Dropbox, for example. Here I will click on Browse and come over to my iCloud Drive and save it here. That way it's backed up. I'll click on Open. You can see it found that path right here, and then I can click on Create. And just like that, we have created our Obsidian Vault. Let me show you around here and show you the basics on how to use this. Let me start by resizing this so it fills the entire window and is easier to see. By default, my Obsidian defaulted to a split view where we have an open note right here that's titled Welcome, and we have this graph here on the right. I want to close the one on the right so we don't make this too complicated to start. I just want to start by showing you one note at a time. So I'll click right here where it says close, and now we just have this one note open. This is the note that by default Obsidian will create for you when you set up your vault. It just says welcome, this is your new vault. Over here on the left, you can see the name of all the notes inside your vault. We just have one here called welcome. Let's create a new note so you understand how that works. Click right here on this little icon that shows a pencil inside of a square. When you hover over it, it will say new note. Here at the top of our new note is the title. By default, it will be called Untitled. You'll see that same name here on the left. So let's give this one an actual name. I'll call this one My New Note, and then I'll click on Enter. And you'll notice that as I do that, that name has also been updated here on the left. So whatever name you give it at the top in the title section will match the name here on the left, so you can easily find it. And then from here, you can just start typing in here like you would any other note app. So I can say, hello world, right? Or I can say grocery list. And now I can type a dash, and if I do a space, it will automatically turn it into a bullet. So I can say carrots, lettuce, and tomatoes. But unlike a lot of other note-taking apps that you may be familiar with, Obsidian uses something called Markdown. Markdown allows you to format the text with just keyboard shortcuts. So let's say I want to create a new heading here. All I have to do is type hashtag, space, and then the heading. That is heading 1. For heading 2, I can do 2 hashtags, space, and then that would be heading 2. And you'll notice I can do heading 3 and keep going down. I'm not sure how actually down I can go with this, but I think it can go quite far. If you want to create a bullet list, I've already shown you how to do that. You do dash, space, and it creates a bullet. But if you want to create a checklist, you do the same thing. A dash, a space, then an open bracket, space, close bracket, space, and it creates a checklist. So this is better for that grocery list. I can do carrots and click on enter, and you'll notice I now don't have to do the same formatting. It will automatically add in another checklist item for me. So I can do like onions here. Then I can do enter again. And let's say I'm done with my list. All I have to do is click on enter again, and it will undo that formatting. And then I can click on enter to go to a new space. Let's say as you're typing, you want to emphasize some words, like this one right here. There are a few different ways to do that, but with Obsidian, I find the easiest way is to highlight the word, hold down Command and press I, just like you would with a lot of other text editors, and that will automatically add the text formatting, which are these two asterisks, and that has now been italicized. Similar if you want to bold it. Highlight the word you want to bold, hold down Command, press B, and that will automatically add in the formatting for bolding text, which is two asterisks, and that is now bolded. There are a lot of other markdown commands that you will learn as time goes on, but I think that is enough for the basics. Let's come back over here on the left where our notes are. You'll notice that as you add more notes in here, it will begin to get a little bit unorganized. So for that, you want to create a new subfolder. You can do that by clicking right here where it says new folder. And you can give this folder a name. So I might call this one business. And this will be a folder where I keep all of my business documents. To expand the folder, you want to click right here and make sure that arrow is pointed down. Now you can take any of your notes and drag them in there. So now I have one note inside that folder. If I click it again, it will collapse it. Clicking it again will open it up. Hovering over this folder, I can hold down Control and click it and click on New Note. That will then create a new note directly inside that folder, so I don't have to drag it in later. You can also hold down Control and click the folder and create a subfolder within that folder. So this one might be invoices, for instance, a folder within my business folder that contains all of my invoices. Let me pause the recording here and I will build out a few more notes and subfolders so you get an idea of what a real vault looks like. And while I do that, if you're getting any value out of this video, I appreciate you giving this video a thumbs up and letting me know that in the comments section down below. All right, let's see what I have now. So if you come over on the left panel, you'll notice that I've created three subfolders, one called business, one called family, and one called home. And within those, we have some subfolders. Like in the business one, I have a subfolder called contracts and one called invoices, and I have all these notes in here as well. But things have gotten a little bit messy because I have these notes that I no longer need. To delete any notes, you can hold down Control, click on the note, and then click on Delete. And then it will ask you if you're sure you want to delete it, and you can verify that. Or when you have the note open, you can click on these three dots on the top right and click on Delete File, and then once again confirm it. So that's a little bit cleaner, but now I have all of these folders open here on the left. To collapse all of them, you can click on this button right here that says Collapse All, and those are now all collapsed. Or you can click on it again and it will expand all of them so they're all open. Then when you're ready to view any of these notes, you just click on it and then that note will appear right here. You can also open multiple notes at the same time. So up here at the top, very similar to how you use a browser, you have these tabs. If I click on New Tab, I can then open up a different note, and I have my first note here and my second note here. Before we move on, I want to show you something pretty important. Open up Finder on your Mac or File Explorer on Windows and navigate to where you saved your vault. If you remember, I saved mine in my iCloud drive. What you'll see here is a new folder that has the same name as your vault. Because like I said before, a vault is just a folder on your computer. And if you open it up, you'll see everything that you already created inside of Obsidian here inside this folder. And that's because Obsidian operates entirely on local markdown or text files stored directly on your computer. This gives you complete ownership and control over your notes, and you could switch to another tool at any time. It also means you can just add things to your vault by dragging a file in. For instance, here on my desktop, you'll see I have two markdown or text files. I have an image, I have a PDF, and I have an Excel file. And I want to bring those into my vault. To do that, all I have to do is open up my vault folder, which I already have open here on the left, and I can either drag it in or create a new subfolder first. I want to do that. So I'll hold down Control and click to create a new folder. And this one I will call Productivity. And then I can open up that subfolder and I'll just drag everything in. So now when we return back to Obsidian, you'll notice in the left panel here, we have a new subfolder called productivity. So everything inside Obsidian is just mirroring what's inside that folder. And if we expand that one, you'll see we have both of those markdown files, we have that PDF, and we have that image. Everything is here, but we are missing one of the files, the Excel file. And that's because natively Obsidian can't view Excel files, but we still want to be able to see it in here. We want to know that it exists. So let's fix that by coming into the settings. To find your Obsidian settings, click right here on this gear icon. In here, you will find a lot of settings, maybe an overwhelming amount of settings, but I just want to show you what I think is important. So first, inside of general, make sure you have toggled on automatic updates. Next, come over to appearance. This is where you can change whether you have Obsidian dark mode, light mode, or if it adapts to your system. You could also change the accent color. By default, it's this purple color, but you could change it to any color that you want. But where this gets really fun is when you start playing around with themes. Themes will completely change the way that Obsidian looks. You can find new themes by clicking right here where it says manage. Then you can scroll through these and play around and find a theme that you really like. So for instance, if you like this one, you can click on it and click on install and use. And by the way, all these themes should be free. But looking at this one, this is a little bit too much for me, a little bit too much purple. So I will close this one out and then come back to this settings menu where it says themes. And on this dropdown, you'll see all your installed themes. I'll switch back to the default one because I didn't like that one. But let me show you one theme that I do like. So if I click on manage and search up here for retro, this is a pretty fun one right here called Retroma. Let's click on that and then install it. And you'll see it kind of gives it this video game look. It's kind of fun, but I found that a lot of these themes are a little bit difficult on the eyes. So usually I just stick with the default one or one of these really simple ones. What's nice is that the most popular themes are put right here at the top, and usually those ones are the easiest ones to look at. But I'll close this out. I just want to switch back now to the default theme so it's nice and easy to look at. Next, let's click on the left here where it says files and links. Scrolling down here, you want to toggle on where it says show all file types, and that will show you files even if you can't open them in Obsidian. So now if we close out these settings, you'll notice inside of productivity, we can now see the Excel file. And if I click on that, nothing happens, but at least I know it is there. And the final settings I want to show you are plugins. So if you click back on settings here, you'll notice here on the left are core plugins. These are plugins that are created by Obsidian. I would leave these as is. But then if you click on community plugins, these are plugins that are created by members of the community. And this is where Obsidian can get very personalized because there are plugins for pretty much everything. To use Obsidian plugins from the community, you have to click right here where it says exit restricted mode. And then you can click on browse where it says community plugins. And then you can scroll through and find any plugins that look interesting and try them out. The most popular ones will be at the top. Let me show you an example of how one of them works. I really like this one called Surfing. So if you search for surfing up here, this is the plugin, and this will create a web browser inside of Obsidian. If you click on this, then you can click on install and then click on enable. And now if we close out these settings, and we'll open up a new tab here, and we will start a new note. And inside of this note, we will add in a URL. There we go. And then if you click on it, normally without the surfing plugin installed, it will open up a separate browser. But now with the surfing plugin installed, it creates a browser experience directly inside of Obsidian, so you don't have to leave it. Okay, you got your settings dialed in and you understand the basics about how to use Obsidian. Now we're going to talk about how to use this with your AI agent and why you should be using it with your AI agent. One of the reasons Obsidian has gotten so popular recently is because it works so well with agents. And that's because tools like Claude Cowork and ChatGPT love markdown files. And since Obsidian uses markdown files too, it's kind of a match made in heaven. I want to show you how to use Obsidian now with whatever agent you use. They're all going to be a little bit differently, but they basically work the same way. Let's start with the Claude desktop app. The idea here is we want to give Claude access to our vault so it can create files in our vault and edit files in our vault. To do that, you want to make sure you have Cowork selected here. And then on this dropdown, click on Add a Folder. Then you'll find your vault. I saved mine again in iCloud Drive, and then here it is right here. So you'll select the entire folder, or if there's only a subfolder you wanted to have access to, you could select one of those subfolders. But I wanted to have access to everything in my vault, so I'll select the entire vault folder and click on Open. And I'll click on Always Allow. And now, if I start a chat here, it will be able to see and interact with files in my vault. So I can tell it, create a new note for me in this vault that is an index of everything in the vault. Claude is now finished, so let's go back to Obsidian. And here on the left, you'll notice a new file called Vault Index. And here is an entire index that details all the files inside my vault. What you may notice is that some of the words are purple and are underlined. And that indicates that they are linked to other notes. For instance, here, it tells me that there is a note inside my vault called Business Ideas. And if I click on this, that will bring me directly to that note. To manually link notes, you can type the open bracket key twice, and then find the note that you want to link or start typing in the name of it. So if I wanted to link this one, I could click on that. And now if I click on enter, you'll see it looks just like it did inside my index. And if I click on that one, it will bring me over to that note. Let me show you an example of something else you can do. This time I'll do it inside of the ChatGPT desktop app. And I'll make sure that up here I have work selected. And then right here, you can choose the project that you want to work inside of. And projects are just folders. So if I select this, I can click on New Project, and then I'll click right here. And again, select my vault and click on Open. So now it has access to all that. I can click on Create Project. You could see the name of my vault here. And let's return back to Obsidian because I want to show you one of the workflows that I usually use when I am working on notes. And let's say I'm working on this note and I want my agent to help me with it. In order to do that, I need to tell the agent what file I'm working on. So what I usually do is click on the three dots on the top right, hover over Copy Path and click on From Vault Folder. That then copies the path to this file to my clipboard. So if I go back to, in this case, ChatGPT and paste, it will have that path right here. And so ChatGPT will be able to follow that and find the file that I'm looking at. So here I might say, restructure this file with nicer headings, emojis, checklists, etc. Right now, this is what the file looks like. And in a second, ChatGPT will change it for us. There we go. So it's as simple as that. You now know more than enough to get started with Obsidian and how to use it with your favorite AI agent. As you may have seen, Obsidian can get quite complicated quite quickly. But if you stick to these basics for now, you can always build on the skills later. And when you're ready for that, you should check out this video right here. This details how I've set up my entire Claude operating system using the Claude desktop app and Obsidian. So if you want to see what that's all about, click on this video right here, and I'll see you over there in 1 second. Bye for now.